Hello and welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to be painting a fox portrait on a 12 by 12 inch canvas panel in acrylics, and this is going to be a very simplified Impressionist style. So it's going to be really basic shapes but still lots of nice luscious brushstrokes with a little bit of detail here and there. So I hope you enjoy it. Now let's get painting. So as usual, the first thing I'm going to do is give the entire canvas a coat of acrylic medium. Gloss, matte, thick, thin, it doesn't matter. It's to seal the pores of the canvas. And then while it's wet, I'm going to paint some transparent yellow or yellow-orange into the canvas to make it into a nice imprimatura or colour upon which to paint on. Now I've got to dry that off completely, so I'll do that quickly with a hairdryer. And then with a small brush, once I've let it cool down for a couple of minutes, I'm just going to put in some of the darker areas and those details that I don't want to lose as I paint over the top. Because I will be painting over the top of the outlines that you can see quite dramatically, so I do need to make sure I don't lose them. So putting in the darkest areas first with this little brush. And I'll just put a couple more of these little areas in. One or two little lines here just to establish them. Like that. And then I'll give the entire canvas a spray of water and go over to my 1-inch bristle brush. And just start putting in some of the really broad basic colours that I want in the background, which are going to be basically the fox colours but lighter. I say this 1-inch bristle brush is very good for all sorts of work, and I use it more or less every painting. And it's available in the links below, in the description below. This and all the other tools, brushes that I use are available in the links below, and if you use those links it does help to support me and my channel and help me to keep bringing you these videos. So you can see that background taking shape now. Now you'll notice also that I'm not adding water into the paint. I've given the background a little quick spray or mist of water, that's just to make it damp, but I'm not making it wet. And the paint here in these little containers is straight from the tube. So if you use the paint straight from the tube like that, it will take longer to dry. Because water dries acrylic paint through evaporation. So if you want to make your paints dry slower, don't add water. And paint more quickly. So I'm just adding a few cools into this area, cool greys. Just using a bit of Payne's grey and white, perhaps a little bit of raw umber. Now I'm mixing a general fox colour. This is the basic tone, which is a little bit of burnt sienna and a little bit of Payne's grey, just to give me a basic tone to work into. And I'll be going over this with lighter and darker colours, or variations of this colour. And it doesn't matter if I go over the edge, because I'm painting this in an Impressionist style. And it also means that certain parts are going to be abstract. This background is going to be quite abstract, and I want the fox almost emerging and rising from this abstract landscape. A few little darker areas now. Payne's grey has been added now just to make those areas a little bit dark. And it creates a little bit of interest because I'm not painting then with a flat colour. It has variations. And now I'm using a white just to put in some of the areas, the lighter areas. And I've got a little bit of water on my brush, unfortunately, and it just doesn't matter. Little happy accidents can sometimes turn into magical moments. That one didn't, but sometimes they do, so just accept them. Okay, Now it's picking up a little bit of that warm tone into that blue that I've put on the coat there, but it's warming it up. It's creating a merging between the two colours. Okay, I need to get this a little bit brighter down here with the blue, light blue, and then adding some of those fox colours into that background as well. So then a quick spray of water, and then I can start moving this around with this little silicone tool. It's a scraping tool or applicator, spreader. It's flexible. And again, it's available in the links below. And is wonderful for producing abstract marks. And I can pick paint up off the palette and paint with it, very much like a palette knife. Like that. Now I will use a palette knife now and just put in a few more of these little abstract elements, just here and there. I'll put some in the background here. Now this is a painting knife, it's not a palette knife. A palette knife is used to mix paint on the canvas, and a painting knife is used to apply that to the canvas. Sorry, I got that wrong, didn't I? A palette knife is used for mixing paint on the palette, and a painting knife is used to apply the paint onto the canvas. Back to the brush. I'm going to put in these little highlights now, where the light is hitting the top of the forehead and the nose and the ears, and I'll be going over these several times to re-establish them and make them brighter, because the white paint will sink in as it dries. Putting a blue tone there into the muzzle colouring. It's a little white areas of it has, but it won't be pure white. It has a little bluish tone, and it's still picking up some of that warm fox coloured paint that I applied, which shows you that the paint is still wet. So if you learn to paint more quickly and you paint direct from the tube, you shouldn't have any problem with the paint drying too quickly, unless you live in a very, very arid climate, like a desert area. Okay, just put in a few of those lights now on the side of the dog and on the leg. They shouldn't go all the way down like that, so I've just brought a bit of orange up into the leg. And again, I'm adding variations all the time. Variation, because some of those layers are starting to dry, which means I can apply different colours over the top, and those previous layers will still be there. I'll need to go a little bit darker now, because I want to put in the dark areas around the muzzle, here, the little markings, and also around the eye, and little shadow areas. Like that. Adding one or two of those into the coat, again to create the variation, and in the legs, just a couple of little bold strokes, just to suggest the legs. I'm not painting them detailed. I'm making them as suggestions. I'm going to re-establish those darks in the ears now, because all this is done with reasonably large brushes, but the only detail I want to do is going to be in the eye, the nose and the mouth. Those are the only areas I want detail, so I'll just put that nose in a little bit. It's a very small nose on a fox. And then a few little dabs of those colours elsewhere. Move it around with your fingers. It's great to paint with your fingers in acrylics. So I'm just going to put the orangey yellow colour of the eye in there, and then with the dark tone I'm just going to put in the shape of the eye again and the little pupil area, and the top area of that orange eye should be slightly darker than the lower area, and it gives it a three-dimensional form. Now I'll put in the mouth a little bit better, and the little edge around the muzzle. And that's starting to look more like a fox now, which is great. Okay, I need to get this a little bit darker on chin so that it just stands out a bit more against that background. Like that. I'm using a small brush, but I shouldn't. I should go to a larger one. Now with a bristle fan brush, a worn one, I can start putting in these highlights with pure white, and I will be going over these with colours in a bit. But really thick paint now, just to really bring out where those highlights are on the animal. I'll do them in the ears as well, the edges of the ears, and on the forehead and the top of the nose as well. I'll just do a little bit to the background as well, and just I can scrub with this as well. If that paint is dry now, I can dry brush this and create blends that way if I want to blend. Now with this cheap bristle flat brush, I'm using really quite thick paint now, just to put in those lights on the top of the forehead, and again re-establishing those lights on the ears and on the chest there, this collar. Okay, now I'm going to start putting in a few more variations of colour into the body and the head. So a little bit lighter tone of orange. I can start applying here and there in little areas to create that interest. So instead of being a flat colour, it starts to have an interest because I'm applying all these different variations on the top of those layers that have now dried. A few little brighter marks here and there, just one or two. I don't want to go too bright in the body, except on the edges where it meets the light areas. And some bold strokes now. I'm getting quite bold with these strokes. This is one thing, if you're painting in this particular style, Impressionist style, is to learn to paint bold strokes. Don't be afraid of just doing one big bold mark and leaving it. And experiment with it, really. That's how you learn painting, is by experimenting. You'll learn a lot more by experimenting than you will by trying to copy somebody brushstroke for brushstroke. Just get an old piece of cardboard, anything, an old cereal packet or something, and paint on it, because acrylics, you can paint on anything with acrylics. And just experiment. Experiment with brushes, with large brushes. See what sort of marks they make. And see what sort of different marks you can make with one brush. It's all about experimenting. Now, putting some more of those variations in. I'm just keep going with these variations until I'm happy with them. And they start to look interesting. Like that. That's getting there now. I'll add a little bluey grey into the leg area and into the background, and make it a little bit brighter. And brighter still. I want that to really throw that side of the animal out, so it's light against dark and dark against light. That's how I like to paint. Now with that transparent yellow, I'm just going along some of the edges and little bits here and there, like that, and it just puts in a little variation of colour into those light areas. Okay, really establishing the lights on the muzzle there and on the cheek, where it goes a little bit lighter. And I'll need to do some with this area here as well, so I'll just add some variations into that, make some lighter areas. And again, let's do some bold strokes and make some intermediate colours. Those are colours in between the blue and the red there, so I'm mixing the two together. So onto this smaller brush now, just to put in a few bold strokes with this smaller brush. And to re-establish those lights again on the ears and where they blend into the head. Now a little bit of pinkish tone for this little bit of area here in the lower, in the chin there, the lower jaw, and I'll add one or two of those colours elsewhere. I do like to add colours here and there in the painting. If I've used a colour in a certain place, I will try and use it elsewhere, and that will give the entire painting a colour harmony. So you can see where I've used a little bit of blue in the animal, I've echoed that into the background. Now I'm just going to put in a few little light areas here on the eye, just to show the shape of that lower lid, and re-establish those lights once again, make them a little bit brighter. And on the collar fur, which is a little bit lighter blue. And then again a few more variations of reds and oranges into this coat with a smaller brush this time. It's an old worn nylon brush and the hairs have become splayed, but it's great for doing certain things. So I can do little thick areas of paint with this as well, like this. Like that. Now a little dot on the corner of the eye and in the top of the eye, and the animal comes to life. As soon as you do that, and on the tip of the nose, and round the outside just a little bit here and there, the animal seems to automatically come to life as soon as you do that. As soon as that dot goes in the eye. I'm going to add a few little whiskers and little bits of light here and there with this small brush now. In fact, I'll go over to my liner brush or rigger brush, and a little quick spray of water will allow these lines to be painted. I can paint quite fine now with this brush because the canvas is damp. So I'll just put some of those whiskers in there and a few in the forehead, and just tidy up a little bit of an area there, make that a little darker. Then I'll get some light and I'll put in a few little dots and dashes, which I love doing. And I'll put in a few more whiskers, just emanating where the light's catching on the other side of the animal, like that. Just one or two. And one there on the forehead. And now I'm going to put in a few dots and dashes again, and I love doing these because it creates movement. It brings the animal to life. Now I'll carefully mix up the fox colour again with a very fine brush now. This is the liner brush, and I'm just going to sign my name in the bottom right hand corner, taking my time and care and attention, making sure my signature is correct. And when that is done, that's the painting finished. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and hopefully found it instructive and entertaining. Let me know if you have any comments or questions that I may be able to help you with, and I hope you can join me on my next painting video. So until then, have a lovely day and happy painting!